Welcome to episode 33 of our Football Manager playthrough Hobo to Hero series, maybe journeyman thing, in Malaysia, in League 1. It is called Liga Super Malaysia. I should know this stuff at episode 33, but apparently it's really hard to remember all of this. So last time out, we lost our match facing Kuala Lumpur at home. That wasn't good. This time we will face Kedah in the Shupeep Piala FA first round. So that's a cup. Let's have a look. There should be a competition overview here. Well, it is the first round, so as it says, first round for us. I think League 3 already, well, League 2, but Liga M3 already had a few matches. And Kedah, sadly, is a Liga Super club, and we are not expected to make it. As far as I can tell. Let's have a look at the expectation. Where is it? I think it's match performance. Hopefully this doesn't crash the game. I had problems with that recently. Yeah. Oh, certain defeat is expected. So, that's it. Given that we didn't create that many chances last time out, I also thought a bit about maybe trying to use Ayman as some sort of overlapping fullback again. At least to a degree. Feels like there's not enough pressure on the opponent. That said, we have a few days for that. It's 7 days actually. There's a proposal for a friendly in between, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's been done. Okay, so we have 7 days until the match against Kedah. Looking at all of this, some players do have concerns with sharpness though, so there is still an opportunity to play them maybe. Also have a look at the training. Probably at the rules, come to think of it. So there is no prize money whatsoever. Not in the preliminary, not in the first round, not in the second round. There's nothing. The only prize money is in the final. The winner gets 35k. That's it. No other money available. And you can't see this due to the camera, sorry. But trialists are allowed to play matches. And we have maximum of, that is registration for it though. Maximum of 4 foreign players and 3 foreign players, not including the Asian player. I don't know. There does not seem to be a registration. I'm confused. 5 subs used. Thanks. Really? You startle me every single time with that. I don't know where this is coming from. You usually emits a thought and you're like, oh, well, let's place a sticker on this thing. And then it's really loud. Yeah, welcome back. So that's it. Not much else to tell, I think, about this competition. Winner qualifies for the second round. Extra time is played if scores are level after 90 minutes, as expected. Then there's a penalty shootout. This is what I was going for. So, given that there is a penalty shootout afterwards, we should probably prepare for penalties. No problem. We will practice those anyway. Also, the match focus should be set to penalties. That's it. How are you doing, Charonald? Anything new with you? I also did something off stream. You will hate me. I had a scouting menu open, like not a single second passed. And I had a look at the players in range. What time is it at your place? I always forget. Like, I'm remotely aware that there is a time difference, but it's always confusing to me. So, please just help me out. 8:30. 8:30 in the morning. Oh, that can't be. Well, it's 5:30 PM here, so for me it's in the evening. But 8:30 doesn't sound like sleeping in to me. That sounds like damn early to a computer scientist. If we're talking about AM, if it's PM, then well, who am I to judge? You know. Also, hi Mies. Welcome back. So, as I was just mentioning, I had a look at this overall thing here. And I had a look at a few players, so nothing in particular, nothing really interesting that I did. But I added a player to the shortlist. Then I saved it again. This is all I did. Which one was it though? I don't know anymore. I think it was a right back or a center back that I saved. Due to... I see, yeah. Well, but to be fair, I could do it like that too. In my defense, I guess. It's just sometimes I work from home, so it doesn't really matter much when I start and when I end. This one. This player that is with Cushing right now, he is not listed for loan, I think. He would be extremely interested in a transfer, and it says here the estimated wage is between 90 and 120. Sure, he's susceptible to injury, but comparing him to Badrul Hisham, I agree wholeheartedly. The problem is, well, I rarely do it, so I guess that's on me. But looking at this overall, this is not much worse than Badrul Hisham, but he would be willing to come over and to play for us for a pretty low wage. And if I compare him to... Well, to Ishak, I think there's not much of a comparison to be done here. And what's the last option? Amran, I think. Well, let's not talk about this. I mean, I guess Amran has better mentals and stuff. But in general, this feels like a addition that might be worthwhile. So the only question now is, how do we add him? Do we want to loan him in for the until the rest of the season, or do I want to go for a permanent transfer here? This is just a balanced player that is susceptible to injury and apparently fairly consistent. And we could use him as a right back, and it seems like he has technical deficits, and also tactically could be a little bit better. But the trade fits nicely with the attributes. I think overall he could be a decent replacement in case Badrul Hisham comes injured or something. The alternative is to go for, not for a loan, but an actual real transfer. If we go for a real transfer, though, we might be able to force them to pay part of the wages. Just putting it out there. But obviously, loan is the safer option, just in order not to pay him at all. Right? So we could do that, obviously. That'll go through at the end 28th of May. So it will not serve any purpose right now. He'll just be a new addition in 2 months. And I will take this out. I guess defender right is fine. And he could be squad player, sure. If he doesn't make it as a squad player, we don't care. Then we terminate the loan. I'm not... It is not an improvement. I was actually hoping... Well, it's about this. If we offer a real contract to Badrul Hisham right now, which I can try. So he's very similar level, right? There's not much of a difference. Actually, the weakness in dribbling is very similar too. So I'm just gonna go there again. It was him, right? Yeah. Seems like the correct attribute profile. If we look for wingback on defend here. To me, this is about being comparable. There's, like, obviously there are differences, but it's not much. From my perspective. So it's about money. Overall. To me. because Badrul Hisham is probably more expensive on a real contract than whatever I expect him to command as a wage. But obviously, there's always a choice to be made. And as you can see here, he wants between 170 or 150 and 180. So I can enter contract negotiations here. I'll tell him that it is about a squad player. He doesn't accept it because Badrul Hisham plays more. So let's get a regular starter. And that's where we start off. That's not horribly bad, but let's say we get this down to 130. That is appropriate. But it's not about being appropriate. It's about if we can get the same level for a smaller wage. And well, for now, we don't have the wage budget anyway. So I guess I was thinking about a permanent transfer here. The problem is, he's also susceptible to injury and so on, so yeah, priority for a loan makes sense. So I guess we'll do that. It was the only player that I found, by the way, for that price tag. So, yeah. Where is he? Here. And as you can see, no great potential or anything. I want to be able to terminate the loan. Can't play in cup matches, can't play against own team. All of this makes sense. And we could have it until him until the end of his contract, so that would be great. Well, with the others, I have no news whatsoever. I don't know. I didn't do anything. You know, my day has 24 hours at the end. In the end too. Okay. Yeah, 6 days to go. Anything in particular that comes to mind for the preparation? Do we want to change something? There's still somewhat of a lack of sharpness, somewhat, I think. Don't want to do another friendly again. Maybe I might regret this. Well, what menu was there? There's a pop-up for this. I never realized. Great. We could do match practice here. And maybe also here. Switch this obviously with something. Maybe. That's better, right? That should be fine. Match practice 2 times in a row. Nothing bad ever happened from that, so we'll change this. So hopes are that the match practice helps a little bit with the sharpness. Hopes are it also helps with tactical familiarity, and the overall sessions can be in another point, I think. Shall we talk to the players about last match? I guess we have to at some point. So, our primary goalkeeper is on a 6.4 rating, that's not good. He accepts criticism. Rusty came on at some point, he's a defensive midfielder. Didn't create much. I'm not really unhappy with him, I think. But not happy either. I think we can praise the fact that he managed to pull off 2 tackles. But didn't create any chances. Fantastic. Safri didn't play. Zakaria, well, from a captain I expect more, from a 16-year-old not so much. I think we criticize the lack of chances created here. That works. Ayman did play. Overall, I think I'm quite, not happy with his performances, but this is the player formerly known as Masri, right? Mazrin. So, left back. Overall, I think I'm somewhat confident that he can perform on a reasonable level, usually. Even last time out, he wasn't really bad. It was just his defending on the left side wasn't up to the standard that we need, but it's not like he got a 5.9 rating. So, I don't know, I guess we criticize the lack of chances created here. But this also has to do with tactics. We need to do a tactical overhaul. There it is, I said it. But only on the role department, I think. Maybe go a bit more attacking on his side. Let him overlap again. Then Chuchu's missing, and also the guy that, I think it was the one that broke his collarbone. I'm not sure. Maybe that'll help. Ankun, in his playmaking duties, I'm actually disappointed in. This is no good. Thank you. What? Well, Ankun, again, the one with the broken collarbone is out of order. Yeah, that makes sense. True. Well, we definitely need a tactical overhaul. Saw that coming. Okay, maybe I provoked it. I'm sorry. Yeah. But it's true. We didn't create that much last match. And I don't like that. That is a problem, I think. You can obviously have your own opinion, so if you have a different opinion, feel free to share. I guess I know Mise's statement. Go for 4-4-2. Something like that. Is that correct, Mise? Or am I doing it wrong? I actually reflected on that last night. That is not correct. Okay. I guess, yes. Let's just find a few more central defenders that are any good. In Ankun's case, as I said, I'm disappointed with the lack of chances created. It is his job after all. And that brings us to his replacement, Mr. Magnanimity. I'm not so sure what to do about that. He didn't get into dangerous spots, so we'll criticize this. Fair enough, I'll do better next time, says the 39-year-old. Badrul Hisham, well, he came back and pulled off a 6.2 rating. So that is no good. I did expect more. Chuchu came on in minute 69. The part-timer, former captain, I think, didn't create any chances, so we'll criticize that. He is in good morale though, and apparently 100% tackling ratio. Let's see if this works. Nice tackle, sir. Dort. Came on as a shadow striker. No, he played the whole time as a shadow striker. Passing wasn't good. Chances created weren't that great. 6.5 rating. I always have my problems if they have a chance created, but I think this is not enough. Okay. He accepts. Dicky didn't play. Elbuk chucked Cell 6.2 rating, also with that really great pass that contributed to a goal just on the wrong end. It was a beautiful thing, that pass. It was fantastic. I just didn't like the direction. We'll go with that. Bakrula. Well, for a central defender, that wasn't good. His passing was fine, though. I like that. Well, I think I'll criticize the lack of defensive performance here. That's easy. 73 out of 78 for a central defender, that is great passing. Can we praise that? Okay. I'm not making a fool out of myself just yet. At least not according to our players here. Hammer. No chances created. Passing overall is decent though, but I'd rather not go there. RC, well, this is even worse. 3 out of 3 tackles though, so yeah, do that. This is, by the way, I think this is a knock-on effect. If players have low tackling skill and you tell them to ease off tackles, they go into tackles with a less of an emphasis on trying to tackle under any circumstances, but going in there with in a timed fashion, you know, once it's appropriate and they are sure about it. As a result, I think the tackling ratio actually improves. And you can give them positive feedback for that, so that results in a morale boost and then a knock-on effect to have better performances in the future. So I think it always feels to me like Football Manager is partially a puzzle game from that perspective. You need to figure out what the players can do. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Am I wrong about that? Just the way it works? At least it feels that way to me. We can praise his passing, that was fine. Nothing else was fine though, Mr. Carrier. Also, he managed to be suspended for the next match. So that's not good. Abba didn't play. He played. McManamy. Came on in minute 55 for Ankun, for understandable reasons, and didn't help much. My biggest concern with McManamy is this. Otherwise, I would probably sign him. Well, that one tackle was good, so we'll give you that. Lack of chances created, though, is no good. It is your job after all. Modaris didn't play. 6.4 Jalil. We are back where we started. Yeah. That's how I understand it too. But easier tackles still need to be done. But is easier tackles less demanding skill-wise or less demanding on a physical from a physical perspective? Like, ease off tackles can be do not dive into tackles, don't try to hurt your position, whatever. Or it can be more likely to succeed. Yeah, okay. So easier skill-wise. I think I agree with that. At least that's how I understand it too. So as a result, I think players should be instructed. This is not tackles only, right? So now we're talking about basically everything. The instruction should be according to the skill set. This is how we taught Choo Choo not to shoot, and for some reason he still scored. Because he dribbled more, and, well, he didn't do the pass, because we told him not to pass. And we told him not to shoot because he's bad at it. And as a result, he dribbled more and positioned himself so that he had the opportunity to shoot or play a good pass at some point. But his primary concern was to dribble. Now, he's no good at this either these days, but it was okay. 1 league below. Yeah. But it does make sense to tackle harder on some players. Like, Sukipto was not part of the squad, but you can remember Sukipto with his 13 points of strength and good tackling skill and good aggression and good bravery and so on. That worked well. So tackling hard barely made a difference in amount of yellow cards on him either. And for example, in Zachariah's case, sure, strength is a bit lackluster, but in general, tackling harder on him might be a good idea at some point. Overall, he's fine. He even has technique. It's really just about the strength on him. So he'll get there. Ankun, on the other hand, probably not. He should ease off tackles. And, well, So I thought to myself, we need to use Ayman in the way he is intended to be used. He's more of an attacking player. I realized that defensively reliable player on the left back position is also a thing. On the other hand, not much, man. The under 21 is... This is deserted, more or less. I threw Diego in here ever since he's been out on loan. The goalkeeper is a 17-year-old that signed for us recently, I think. Nah. He might have been too old for the under 18s. I'm not even sure. So, yeah. Pause his development, though, if I can hit the correct menu. That is for sweeper keeper. And for regular goalkeeper, this says, well, I'm in decline physically, but otherwise it gets redistributed. Not much to say. Not much to see. Not exactly an exciting prospect. The overall skill level on him, though, it says 1.5 star. I do not know why, to be honest. It's... To me, this is too much all over the place. So I do not necessarily expect him to make it at this club. If I did, I would probably offer him a contract for 30 euros a week. But, well, I don't think he wants that anyway. He probably wants more money. So as a result, he just sits here and rots in the under 21s. He does play though. And then this player is part of the first team. No, not first team. Part of the senior squad. I was confused the two. But first team is the ones that play, and senior squad is, well, what it says, right? So I think due to the long shots, he is still an option. But off the ball movement's really bad on him, the physicals are really bad, and to be honest, we should have played him last season if we wanted him to develop. There's an opportunity here to develop a player, but this opportunity might have passed already. So he's still registered for the under 21s. I think he's 20 years old. If he develops somewhat, then he is still an option. Or if we do not find anything better on loan. But otherwise, I do not have high confidence in this. So that's why he's on a non-contract too. Yeah, that's it. No more players in the under 21s. Everyone else was either trash or, I don't know, we paid money for them or there was no future for them anyway. And then here, I took the X, basically, and threw everyone out that did not have potential or a contract. Or at least good personality, so this will probably come back and bite me. He's unambitious. Great, Chris. Wonderful example. We don't pay him at least, but I threw out a bunch of players that we don't pay neither. So, I don't know. This all doesn't seem very convincing, right? And he is at least a fairly professional. The rest of the players here, they might have some potential or not. We'll see. So there's that. Alright. Let's process this a little bit forward. And I'll do a short 30-second break because Twitch reminded me of it. BRB. Wonderful. This certainly hit the time frame. So, Sarawak FC under 19s played Killerton under 19s. That is fantastic. What's the result? It was a draw. Okay. not that exciting. That said, our under-19s are at 10 points in the competition, so that's fine. Going back to the under-19s, by the way. Hello! For the draw, yeah, great. Well, what kind of sticker is this? Can anyone explain that to me? It just says hello and I have no... What is this derived from? Well, I guess the question who's the most talented player in the under-19s is also relevant, somewhat. And it's really hard to determine, I think. Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm uncultured, I guess. It's a 1993 film. Comedy drama. Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Not sure how to talk about it though. Like it is a well-known movie, right? But I never saw it, so okay. Good to know. That's all I could say. I kept the casual one. Not sure why. There was the under 19 still contain a fairly professional right back. That might be an option for the future. I think we gave one a contract for 30 euros a week. Not sure if it's down here though. But somebody has a contract. The sort of adhesion contract, maybe we can find it. I think I gave it to a fairly professional player. So there is hope, if you want to see it that way. We'll have a look. Where's the 30? Here. Yeah, exactly. So I gave him this sort of adhesion contract with a long-term contract until 27 and afterwards a 1-year extension. High gold scorer. So where can we see that? Registration. There should be competition somewhere, right? Fixtures. Okay, the left back scored here. I guess it's in the little group, and then there should be stats somewhere. Player stats. Expected goals is really high for Nizam Isha. Scored 2 penalties. And the most goals. 3 in 4 appearances. That's not too bad. Who are you? It's an unambitious poacher. Left-footed only, level-headed. He likes Kris Kringle. Well, that's too bad. Really good off-the-ball movement. Doesn't really fit the way we play. Not sure if he's employed just yet. Do you have employment, Mr. Kringle? He probably wants to be called either Chris or... I don't know. Chrision or Kringleon. Whom? The striker? The unambitious guy that was level-headed. Well, the 5-euro difference doesn't amount to much, does it? His name is Isha, so I guess that's a thing. Obviously, we could try. So, but let me put it like this. I have my doubts about the personality. That said, unambitious plus level-headed, I think, it has a minimum to professionalism, if I'm not mistaken. Don't want to Google it again. We could slap this into a personality calculator, and I think his professionalism cannot be lower than 5 or something. For whom? For whom? Me's. But yeah, we can give him a contract. Let me do this one by one, okay? Let's try to give him a contract. So, the one that will last the longest. I have no idea, man. I guess we could give it to one of the neo physios. So, first of all, Isha though. I do not want to pay more than 30. Okay? So, like, if he wants to have 35 or something, we will talk about this. If he wants 80 euros a week, I will tell him to shove it somewhere. If that's alright. Because I don't want to overspend on youth stuff. Yeah, gladly. Gladly, I will give him a loan move, if we can. The problem is, he wants to be loaned out this season. I don't know if I can do that, and I hate promises. That's fine with him. That's not fine with me. But maybe we can get him down to a really low level. I don't know. A wage after club league games is okay with me. If he makes it that far. This all is somewhat okay. We can probably reduce this in the future. Does not have to be an adhesion contract, but I guess we can go with the optional contract extension, if he likes it or not. But this is a lot of drift from where he started. Okay. So say we pay him 35. I don't really want that. Let's say we do that. And I do not want a yearly wage raise. I really don't. Don't care so much about the option to extend his contract. Not right now. But we will probably need to go to 40 here. Maybe something like this and a 5% wage increase. Is this still... I don't know. This feels like a waste of money to me. Somewhat. Yes, he's good. For now. But it's also a low sample size. It's 4 matches. Do we really want to do that? Okay. You know what? We'll do it like this. Yeah, emphasis on chance though. So I will increase the bonus for the goal scored. The 1-year contract extension can stay in. If he made it. But I will also include this 1-year contract extension clause. And a top division relegation wage drop clause of say 25%. The 40 euros per week are really high. I don't like that at all. But he will train full-time. So there's that. He hates it. Fine. It was worth a try. So now let's rename the staff. Not to forget me's here. Sorry man, took a bit. The physio, or the head physio. Chances are the head physio might last, yes. Sad nickname. What did you say? Aristoteles. All the philosophers. Aristoteles. I don't think I misspelled. If I misspelled, well, you just tell me. Alright. That resolves the matter. And now It's not visible yet, but there might be a picture at some point. Okay. I'm really hoping that we can remain in the league this season. So that also we can just reshape the squad in our, I guess in our picture is wrong. How do I phrase this? The way we want it. I would like that. With maybe the odd youth player here and there, actually, that would be great. I think we have youth intake that is not as bad as it could be. It's not great, but it is somewhat okay. I think most of them are on a month-to-month because I do not want to replace them. Otherwise I would have. But we can have a look. Sure. Processing right now. Let's do another one of these short breaks. So that we don't have to do them later, right? BRB. There we are. Alright. So the loan stuff came in for the right back. I accepted that and I continue processing. Did I mention that I'm really excited for the new hardware? Should come in next week. Just saying. That'll be an upgrade from a 2500K to whatever the number prior to the X3D thing is that I bought. Yeah, well, probably because processing in Football Manager will be cut in half, at least. At least that's what I think. It's an AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. They'll probably at least twice as fast as what I currently own. More likely it's 3 times faster. Or even more. I don't know. It's really ancient hardware here. And given that Football Manager is not exactly graphics intensive, depends. I really do not want to negotiate that journal on it. I think it really depends on what we can do. If it starts to process real fast, and all of the rubbish talking that I do whilst we are waiting for the match goes away, that would be great. Then obviously we can do 2 per stream. Like, I don't want to cut down the stream times to 1 hour. That doesn't make sense. That's too low. Like, I would start a stream and, well, YouTube would probably notice, but nobody else. So, I'm happy to have you around, but 1 hour of streaming time is very low, right? On the other hand, if for 2 matches it goes beyond 4 hours, I do not want to do that anymore. I think it is too long, and it's to the detriment of this, well, to the detriment of everything, really. I think if we can talk about small-scale stuff, doesn't matter much, but apparently Ankun will play. And to be honest, with him it's expected. He's susceptible to injury. Yeah, going back to the streaming schedule stuff, I think it is alright to target 2 to 3 hours, and maybe if we go towards 4 at some point, I could. But I'm not focused on YouTube. Like, it's a concern, but it is not the primary concern. To be honest, there's like 20 views per video on YouTube. in some occasions somebody wants to watch this, they probably skip through it anyway. So I do not know. There are this will all end up on YouTube, so alienating my audience there if there is any. But there is the odd madman there, or maybe it is somebody that usually watches the stream and just wants to have some sort of a wrap up of what happened in the last 2 sessions. So they skip through it, I guess. I don't really know. Yeah, that's all true, but I do not want to. I do not want to cut down the streaming due to being better suited for YouTube. That's not how it works. I want to focus streaming for streaming, and if I want to do YouTube videos that are specifically tailored for YouTube, I should probably do video editing in YouTube, right? That has nothing to do with streaming though. So, I don't know, you pick a topic and you do a YouTube video. Yeah, but I wouldn't edit it. If I start editing it, then I need to do a separate, I guess, wrap up of what happened last episode or something like this, like a 5-minute aggregate thing. Some people do that. I just don't want to do that. It feels like work, and well, it is, and it doesn't make sense because I do not think people will watch that either. Like you need to be invested in this save to be interested in that. So there's no offense intended, but apart from YouTube, or maybe Make a Billion and T-Dong and so on and so forth, it's not like there's a 1,000 people audience that might be interested in whatever I did in the last session. So it doesn't really make sense. There's no target audience for that. So it says we should go for the transition phase, and it says we should go for attacking corners and defending corners. Usually I trust the assistant manager with that. Yeah, for your information, if we are very fast today, we can maybe do a second match, but no promises. Not sure about it yet. I should probably hit the enter key. You realize that editing is a job, right? Other people get paid for it. And it is no fun whatsoever. Also, like part of why I also despise editing. Okay, so let me just mention one thing on top of that. Part of why I also despise editing is the fact that I edit in 1440p. Like, you probably noticed that this desktop resolution isn't 1080p, and I probably mentioned it. So, as a result, all of the editing takes forever. Like, it would already take forever on my machine, because I'm really bound to really ancient hardware, but on top of that, it's also 1440p. And I do not want to upload videos in 1080 anymore. I just feel this is not appropriate. So, in particular, I would need to scale it down, and then you cannot see anything in this resolution. And I will not like zoom in and with giant decals for everything, just for YouTube. That feels inappropriate. I do not want to game that way either. So, yeah. Alright, they play tiki-taka. With all of the editing and YouTube stuff and so on and so forth, we can maybe talk about it off stream at some point, if that's fine with you. Also, I dropped you a message, Sharon, a lot, I think yesterday evening, so maybe we can resolve that first, and afterwards we can talk about it. You wanted to do some talking about OBS anyway, right? So, sure. They are a dangerous opponent, yeah, I get that. Tiki-taka style and a narrower, more direct approach in comparison to tiki-taka. Basically trying to go through the middle. So what we'll do is, so first of all, this makes sense. And second of all, we can focus on shutting down the middle. So play a compressed play. And what is showing them to the outside these days? Because we should, like, I guess it is appropriate that we go wide, right? In attacking phase. Is this how it works? Trap outside. Okay. Alright, so we go trap outside. Yeah. Designed to funnel the ball into wide areas. Alright, we trap them outside. That's our approach for next match. I will not... I will still go positive here. Or at least with the high press. The high block. Because I think it didn't work well last time. That we played the defensive formation. And the players are more used to this. Let's stick with what we know. That said, depends a bit on their position. But on their right side, or our left, we have a player that is very dangerous in attack. And we have a fullback that is 16 years old. So, let's gamble. Nah, I'll go with attack. Let's overload this shit a little bit. It's also quite funny that you still call him Mazrin, so renaming him was no good, right? Let's get rid of the nickname. Sorry man, you will be called by your father's name. It's Mazrin in the end. I just cannot get used to it either. Yeah, hopefully he will not take offense. But I actually think I want to overload here. Why not? And plane versus 442, fairly wide. Yeah, that's a thing. We do funnel outside. Do we want to retain possession? Work the ball into the box? Maybe. Let's determine that in a few days. Day or two. Well, that is certainly positive. We should probably talk to the rest, right? Harsey. Harsey trains well. That's good to know. As does Zakaria. No news. Jeffrey, that is news. It might just be that Elbak Justel reached his the maximum level that he's capable of reaching. Come to think of it. Peaking point? His peak. Carrier is suspended, and then we're going into the lackluster training performances territory. Don't want to criticize them all again. They were not fans of me criticizing them last time. And this is not good enough. In particular, this is not. Alright. We will have a training rating target for you, man. And I expect you to at least achieve its have. Seems fair enough, he says. What kind of person are you? A balanced goalkeeper. Okay. Shall we do the same with him? He's a casual. That will not work. So we will do it anyway. Discuss one player. That. Please just give me the assurances I deserve. What's with Mr. Malik? That's an unambitious defensive midfielder, so we might as well warn him about his training performance too. Okay, let's do it, he says. Well, in that case, 7.0 please. Great! I like these. In particular, the promise for the... Well, we promise to guarantee their future that way, if I'm not mistaken. So that's fine with me. By the way, so in case one of you two has a recommendation what topic to tackle for a YouTube video, I would be interested in that too. But maybe we can discuss that off stream at some point, like in Discord or wherever. I think this is more appropriate to have that discussion not on stream. That said, I've thought about maybe doing some really short form content, not like in shorts. Fast FM Let's Play. Okay. What's a Fast FM Let's Play though? I was more thinking about tutorials for this concept or that concept. I think there's apart from... Oh. Well, you gotta... This is the same as doing a master's thesis though. Or a bachelor's thesis, at least in computer science. Well, most of them. You have to do all of the work first in order to write a paper about it later. So in that case, you have to do all the build a nation and do all the stuff and do all the gaming first, prior to actually, you know, doing the video. So as a result, you sit in front of the computer and play Football Manager for weeks just to get a 5-minute video out. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not a full-time streamer. It's not like this is my job. Yeah, you can do it. You do it with your Chinese save. Have fun, man. It does sound like fun, but that takes time. Do I want to bother with scouting right now? I don't. Okay, there's a few fixtures here. Do we want to scout any of these matches? If I watch every second of it. Well, cut it down to 5 minutes, then I'll watch it. It feels like this is YouTube content these days. So, we cut down the scouting budget to basically nothing. So, I will send them to specific matches now. Probably should have picked an opponent that we play. Yeah, great. No, but I think what Chiranolid has suggested to do some editing and actually do some YouTube videos, that is obviously an option. But, like, I have no experience with it whatsoever. And the usual suspects would be stuff like, let's do a video on training and Football Manager. And I feel like a lot of information out there is also misinformation on YouTube. It's... I don't want to bash other content creators too much. Like, I'm not a content creator, so it's really hard to do that stuff, I guess. But it feels dumbed down to me sometimes. And I don't like that. But on the other hand, it's not like I am the one that has all the know-how about it. So, that's... It's hypocritic? Is that a word? I don't want to be a hypocrite. So, this feels like perfectionism now. But I feel like if I do it, I want to have good information. It's not so much about the quality of the video, in fact. That is something that I can deal with. That the quality of the video is not that great. I'm not talking about resolution, I'm talking about, I don't know, the cutting is subpar, and you should have done this like that, and that is not really well illustrated, and so on. And maybe the way you phrase it should be better. I can deal with that, as long as the core information is fine. But for that, it needs to be correct. And I don't want to be the guy going out there and saying, well, all you need to do is look for the appropriate coaching certification levels. Because that's bullshit. It's just plain wrong. It contributes, but that's not how it works. Yes. Yeah, it might be. But on the other hand, doesn't this contribute to acceptable to I guess acceptable levels of information? I don't know. It might be that this is just maybe we are an echo chamber in that, and I perceive myself in a very wrong way. That's always a problem. It probably has to do with my big head or whatever. Also, I'm not so sure about that. Like, I'm not sure if I play it in a more careful manner. Off stream, I play it in an even more careful manner, if that makes sense. I'm like, what attributes does this player have? What injury history does he have? Blah blah. So yeah, but I'm not gonna go for that. You should play like this because it's a game and it works. That's not how I work. I don't think that will ever be me. Like I get it, but then you end up in gegenpress. I don't know. Commit 4 strikers territory all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but it's just something that I do not want to do. Well, club atmosphere isn't. What's going on here? Yeah, that might be a thing. But there's, on the other hand, there's enough content creators that do that, right? So why would I go for that? It doesn't make sense. There's enough people that try to adhere to that audience, and I do not want to. These people wouldn't want to watch the stream either. They're not here for that. But there is a target audience for something else. And I think maybe that's projection on my side. Me projecting the content I would have wanted onto the rest of YouTube. So basically doing what I would have expected from a YouTube video, which is good information that you can act upon with context for the information. Like, I don't know. Let's do training. The coaches have an influence on the quality of the training, but the workload of the coaches also has an influence of the training. So as a result, for example, if you bring in 30 trialists and let them rot in your first team, your training will be shit. Because there's 30 trialists there that need to be coached by a coaching staff that is not appropriate for them. If you have a smaller squad, you can do with less coaches. That's just the way it works. It's not that hard. But it rarely gets mentioned, as far as I'm aware. There's other stuff like the schedules. What's a correct schedule? Well, I don't know. I'm not perfect in that regard. But I can tell you that I witnessed a lot of injuries recently. And this has to do with full-time training. It might have to do with the low quality of physios. It is not 100% sure. That said, I can tell you for sure that if you do not do recovery sessions, like, I don't know, because this seems to lower injury risk. Yes, I know. He has I forgot the channel name, but he has an empiric approach to this, and I really appreciate that. I think this is good. The problem with his empiric approach is that he covers, at least as far as I'm aware, he covers 50% of the thing. And the 50% of the thing is the empirics. But the other part of empiric evidence is usually a model. So he only does the empirics of the part, but no model for it. To be fair, the model is reflected in the attributes that are within Football Manager. It's not that hard to determine that. But there is no conclusion from a data miner's perspective. It doesn't really come together. It is useful, and it is helpful, and it is important work. But the other part is important too. What is the actual cause? Because just because we find out about a proxy doesn't mean that this is the actual cause. Yeah, okay. But maybe that's why they are gone. I don't know. Oh, we're talking about FM24. In that case, feel free to link a video. I didn't watch any of this yet. So I would be very happy to see this. In general, I like the guy. I just forgot about his channel name. Yeah. That's great. I like that. Okay. Ankun is not fit yet. Well, it's not like we can do anything about that. McManamy will be ready tomorrow. Can't do anything. You need to go to the bench anyway. Yeah. Okay, I see. But that's better. At least then there's a rubbish feature that got removed. I'm okay with that. I do think though they had an effect. Because I vastly overperformed using them all the time. So, I don't know, my experience might have been different. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know everything better, that's for sure. So, I'm thinking RC's recent performances haven't been good. The problem is, with Choo Choo, well, he is still very accomplished with this role. I do not expect much of him. But that could have an impact. So if we put the training back here, too late obviously for that now, might still be a good idea. Right? And Harsey can come with us on the bench. Azamudin obviously can come along. How's Hammer doing? Well, not great. For some stuff, yes. Say, I did watch a video about the impact of the head of youth development, for example, and of the impact of, I think the attributes of the head of youth development, and some of it had an impact, and some of it barely had any. But there is, like, say, in the hidden attribute sample, there is old news in there too. Like, sportsmanship doesn't matter. I know. Thanks. It's the same for players. Like, it's the same system overall. So that's not really news. It is still good that it got confirmed. And professionalism matters. Ambition matters. Yeah, I know. Determination is rubbish. Yeah, I know. Like, on a match-to-match basis, yes. Long-term statistically significant? Nope. It's not. Determination is barely noticeable, as far as I'm aware. So, it's the same for the head of youth development. But to have it simulated at one club, on the other hand, sample size is a bit low. I don't know. I still respect that this is done. I'm just not always happy with the amount of data that's available there. Yeah, well, yes, he could be. It says 45 minutes for him. What did he have? He just returned from long-term injury, and the long-term injury was sprained knee ligaments. Well, Baru is back. The alternative would be to bring Chong Ai King along, who had a twisted knee. So, whom do we bring? Baru with the formerly twisted knee ligaments, or Chong Ai Ki with a twisted knee? I misphrased it. You know what I'm talking about. Which one? Any opinions? Okay. It's your call. We'll go Bauru. Fine. Lichuk-hin? Lichuk-hin is... I guess he's a good option because he's able to slot in for most of these things. So I don't want to leave Harsey at home. That's the thing. He will work at some point. I don't know when, but he will work. Hopefully it's within this season. And he's our own player. But... well, if we leave McManamy at home, say we bring him along. If the playmaker needs replacement, which is likely given that Ankun is not fully fit, then this guy would need to do playmaking duties. That will not work. Zakaria can do that. Somewhat. But, well, I guess that is an option. So we leave McManamy at home. That's the thing. Okay. As a result, we have a spot for a defensive midfielder. Rusty is suspended. So, congratulations, Abba. You make it to the bench. Well, maybe we could also bring along Amang Amat, never mind. And then we need a right back, Mr. Rosti for the left apparently, and a center back. Well, Carrier determined that he does not want to play because he got a yellow card, so that's a free time. And, well, then there's Ishak and Amran. Any preferences? Ishak is considered to be not good enough. But, well, so far I cannot really say that he isn't good enough. He had a 6.8 rating the one time he played. How long was that? First of all, I like the way you phrased it. This is a wonderful way to force me into actually singing. Because it's not about if I sing or not, it's about what I sing. So, congratulations on that. With other people that might work. Second of all, I'm not sure if I know any ABBA song, to be honest. I wouldn't know. But I would be happy to do a really bad interpretation of whatever in case he scores. Why not? Like a one-liner, okay? Something like that. Is Dancing Queen an ABBA song? I think. Well, I didn't grow up with that. There is gray hair in there, but maybe I'm not that old just yet. Sorry. I'm perfect at this, alienating everybody. Okay. I need to listen to it first though, so yeah. And given our private conversation recently, sure, Nolad, I think you realize that my kind of music is kind of different. I'm not sure, Mies, but are you talking about Queen? That is... I consider that an insult. Okay. Well, not sure. I am not that good in music history. There will be Queen fans out there that will probably not be happy with whatever, I don't know, whatever theory you come up with. I do know a few Queen songs though. But then again, I wouldn't want to do an interpretation of that, that's for sure. Other people are way more qualified to do that, and it's really hard. Dord. We might need to come up with an idea about Dord. So, obviously, usually I would like to play Mr. Pulled Knee Ligaments here, Nazaruddin. That said, that will not happen. So, either we play Dot, or we play Lee Choi-kin. Thomas is gone. You didn't realize it? Thomas was, Thomas was bought by somebody, not really. Thomas got snatched. He wanted too much money, we couldn't afford it, and somebody snatched him. A non-league team. So, Liga M4. Well, Queen is kind of rock-related, though. ABBA isn't, as far as I'm aware. So, there's probably some ABBA rock song, and I will be like, this is not rock music. This is from under 19s. You serious? Whom though? You want the 4-4-2-4. This will not happen anytime soon. Let's have a look at the under 19s. There is wow. Ahmad. A mercenary. How about that? And Jafar. That I will allow. He will give it all, which is not very much. Sure. This is a cup match. Let's do it in a league match at least, okay? Whatever you did wrong, the term China man was was noticed, and apparently this might be interpreted as something, you know, racially motivated, which is not what's happening here. So I'm okay with that. Nah. I don't want to journal it. But, like, there's not that many spots on the bench. I will play him in the next league match, okay? If it comes to it. But not in a cup match. I just don't... I don't feel it. So I'd rather play Dort. Or Pa. It's Grandpa, I think. I think we have a similar problem with him, though. We have a... Sorry, man. You just want to call him Oppa. The problem is all of these come back from injury. In particular, if you use it with 2p. Okay. Nah. So, I want to work the ball into the box. I want to be cautious about this. I do want to overlap, though. But, so, now, there's a conflict here. Well, Elbow just still can do Shadow Striker somewhat. So, if I did that, say we do it like this, I would do this then. I would use Elbow just still in attacking midfield, and Grandpa up front. That might just be a not that horrible... Old man never really made it to a match, I think. You always want me to play the 16-year-olds. I guess you have a point, yes. That said, I think the one that needs the most time off is actually Dot. So... You convinced me. But it's not about playing the 19-year-old. It's about resting the rest. So Jafar can have 45 minutes. Fine. Don't make me do it again. Nah, don't want to change the training here. Alright. He's also on a heavy match load, so this is fantastic. Great. What else? We do want him to, I guess, shoot less often as rubbish. Ease of tackles makes sense. Also is off the ball movement. It's 7. That's not great. Shoot less often on him, well, his long shots are really bad. But if it comes to it, I want him to shoot. I also want him to dribble less. This is the wrong role for him. Can we do something like this on him? Dribble less, take more risks, and hold position. Well, holding position will not be much of a problem. Taking more risks is a problem, though. He's rubbish at it. Yeah. Ease of tackles, shoot less often, dribble less, that does make sense. Well, this is debatable. Depends on where he is. Cross less often. Sure, take fewer risks. Yeah, that makes sense too. This is the dumbass role here. Not doing anything. And it feels appropriate. Sorry to say this. Shadow Striker comes with dribble more and stuff. He has 3 points of dribbling. Are you serious? Fine. Okay, I will be convinced. For no reason whatsoever, though. Well, I determined that he will come along, so now we'll do it. And if we get thrown out of the cup for that reason, well then, I don't know, Journal is to blame. Who cares? We will need to ease off tackles here. He has good dribbling. And good first touch. Bravery is really low. Strength is low, so maybe I will not do that. Summary, similar situation. I think in general it's best if we keep them away from the goal here. I don't know. I know that he's lazy. It says casual on the profile. This is one of the worst personalities in the game. I think it might be the single worst personality in the overall game, if I'm not mistaken. Jargon has really bad dribbling. Yeah, the magic of complacency. Dribbling, bravery, and strength is damn low on him. That is a case of a hard tackle if I've ever seen any. Passing is good, vision is good, he has lackluster off the ball movement. So we will do that. Forget about him. He's pretty good. Showing him to the inside maybe, and also, well, marking him tightly, it says. No. We will not be able to mark him tightly. We need to close him down, though, to restrict the time on the ball. And I do not want to show him to the inside, but I guess we have to. His passing is free. So, yeah, this is good. Do not mark him tightly, but press him. Because his composure is 1 to 4, he does not know how to dribble, first touch could be better. And, well, let's throw him off the pitch too. This is great! I like this. We can leave a midfielder open. I'm confused. What's going on? This guy, on the other hand. Left-footed, so we show him to the outside. And I think we will probably most likely close him down and hope for the best. Trigger the press on him, that will not work. Mr. Ting. Well, not much to say, really. Yeah, he has 14 points of dribbling, you're correct. I really hope we do not give away too many free kicks against him, but on the other hand, if we, like, this is really hard. If we let him run with the ball, he'll probably just make it straight towards goal. We have no idea about the central defender, but given that he's 16 years old, it says we should trigger the press on him. I do not necessarily agree. We don't know. He is somewhat better. Do we have stats on this guy? Sure we don't. Never made him. He never played a single match. He is. So as a result, we're in Malaysia. I'm not sure if slow is a thing here. I don't want to disregard that. You might be right. The thing here is he most likely has low mentals. It is also his debut in a cup match. So that means he will probably be nervous. Assuming he will be nervous, closing him down and tackling him hard up front. Well, we don't know about the tackling. But closing him down might increase the nervousness. So there is a thing there to be had. His passing is okay-ish, vision is not that fantastic. Don't know if it is worth the effort to mark him tightly. He is similarly somewhat tall, so floated cross is probably not a thing today. How's the positioning? Positioning is 11. That's not fantastic. Here we have the floated crosses off. Yes, we have. It's mixed. That does make sense. He's pretty good, sadly. So we need to trigger the press on him at least. Dribbling is a bit low, but this is good. And it says it's a central defender, and it certainly shows. So, yeah. Specifically from that perspective, floated crosses are bullshit. We should go low crosses here. But their positioning is also very good, so I don't know what to do about that. I don't know, retain possession and hope for the best, I guess. His technical ability is, for a goalkeeper, this is okay-ish. Not that bad. Don't know what to do there. Did any of them have a really weak foot? Maybe. Unknown most of the time. I guess we can show these two onto the weaker foot in hopes that it does have an impact. Not much there. Okay. Any other instructions here? So we do play for set pieces, obviously. Attacking with fairly wide is not that bad. We play at home, so this is perfectly fine. I guess we distribute to the fullbacks most of the time, given that they play a 4-4-2. And with the crosses, I think we should probably... Or they're not that fast. We could... How good is their heading and stuff? Jumping reach 3, jumping reach 1. So we will invite crosses, actually. It's weird, but we will do that. And I'm hoping that they play high crosses, but they might not. Still, I think inviting crosses is fine. Okay, we'll submit this. Let's go. And now, I will do a break prior to the match, so that the match doesn't get interrupted. Here be. Okay, hopefully that was not too annoying. So, we have our canary in the coal mine situation here. If Safri is nervous, most likely some of the others are nervous too. But Safri is the one to show, he's the indicator. So, as a result, I think we could try to ease the pressure here. I think I'll try that. Might not go well. Yeah, it doesn't go well. Nobody cares. Wait, so I guess a 3 is not a good indicator after all. Or maybe I picked the wrong dialogue option, I'm not sure. Can't do anything about it yet now. We have faith, so hopefully that works a little bit at least. There we go. Jafar on the pitch and Zakaria on the pitch. What did I do? Then again, they have two 16-year-olds on the pitch too. So, we might still stand a chance.
Cookie! Nom, nom, nom.
That sound I know. Although in German it's voiced differently. That is fine with me. Good attempt at a distribution, and then there's that. Badrul Hisham with a nice long ball. That would have been an opportunity, but nothing comes of it. I think he says "kicks it" or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe Mies remembers. Well, it's a monster. I'm not sure if it has a gender, so maybe it says "kicks it." Who knows? This is really bad. Also, this is great movement on their behalf, but this is really bad for us. There we go. First goal conceded. Well, shit. Who did lose the ball? I don't know. But Masrizul's pass towards Samri. Who are Masrizul and Samri? It's just the two strikers. That's Fakrullah. No, this one. Jeffrey. Jeffrey does not miss a leg now. Jeffrey misses... Jeffrey misses acceleration and pace. This is as fast as he can go. I don't think Fakrullah was too aggressive. I think the other one is just too slow. And this is derived from the fact that Carrier is out of order. Carrier is barely any faster though. The alternative would be Safri, so yeah. The central defender topic is very much a topic all the time. That's not horrible? Ah. Mobility scooter, we'll do that. Well, we can't change it now. It is what it is. Good pass by Jafar. Amr, there was an opportunity for a nice pass straight through the middle. Oh, wins the ball back. So far, good performance by the 16-year-old, and he hits the post. There you go, Chirinollet. He had a chance. Fuck me. Seriously? Why? He's a 14-14. He's a 13-13. It's not like it makes much of a difference. He was the one with the 13-13 that just made this horrible run.
Seriously?
Yeah, that one. I can't change it now. I wouldn't know what to do. You are correct. Sadly. Tied with the goalkeeper for whatever reason. Guess it wasn't the goalkeeper's fault. So at least we conceded 2 times again. There seems to be a theme there. Zakaria with a nice long ball, and that goes nowhere. We gave him great chances though. Elbow Chastel and Chuchu, and then it goes nowhere, does it? Maybe Chuchu wants to make an impact. Mazarin with a cross from deep. That'll not go anywhere. I think he's the center back. Well, he's the left back, but he is considered to be a center back. Corner taken by Mazarin. I forgot his first name already. It was something with A. Offside. Okay. I'm also thinking, let's have a look at these 2 strikers again. There's no specific instructions on them. Well, they have got dribbling though. My thought was maybe we should tackle him harder, but with that dribbling, we will just give him a foul. This looks dangerous already. Okay. That goes to Masrin. Jafar, good possession pass. Elbow Chastel, please don't pass it back to the central defender, that didn't work last time. And then we have this. I mean, I guess somebody needs to do it. Could you close him down, please? What are you doing? Good work. At least somebody does it. Nice pass. And Chuchu will now... No, he doesn't. I expected a possession pass. Hammer, get another attempt. That's not bad. That is. Jafar! There you go! 16-year-old scores on his debut. I should have kept Chernobyl as an assistant manager, it seems. Now he just needs a train name. I will keep him just like that. Have a look at this though. He is instructed to shoot less often, yes. So, I guess he takes his chances once it's appropriate. I do not want a casual in the starting 11. Why did I do that? And now he scored. That's even worse. Thanks for doing that to me, Chernobyl. Really? Thanks. I'm not sure if I'm being ironic. In some way I'm happy that it happened, in another, why? Doesn't make sense. Yeah. He must have gotten possessed or something. Would you be so kind to close him down? No? We do invite these crosses, so that's on me. At least this is exciting football, so the board cannot be pissed. We also have more possession. The attacking football, that is still a thing. That's not good. No. Zakaria, Mazrin. Mazrin does run wide. Mazrin goes for a cross. Oh. Jafar again! He didn't bother. He doesn't care about the instruction. He reminds me of somebody back in the day with Yidahog dolls. Not bad. You guys can do better. You can do this. We should tell Fakrullah to mark Mut Danish Iskandar, whatever his name was. That seems like a mismatch. So... Fakrullah? Nah, Fakrullah on him. Okay. They are so far away from each other from a personality perspective. I think it will not work, if I'm not mistaken. Cause Dickie's personality as a resolute player is like the whole basically attribute profile away. He needs a balanced player first as a mentor. Or maybe somebody that is closer to him to get him up there, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe I'm wrong about this. I don't know. We can try it. I'm thinking... So they want the strikers to be man-marked here. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do man-marking on them. Maybe it works. Who knows? I guess, considering the expected goals, we can be happy with the result, right? It's only one goal. I like the passing so far. Jafar, Choo-Choo, he doesn't see the one to the... Oh, that's fine too. That's really fine. Wow! Didn't expect that. I thought as much, Journal, but the last time we tried that, let's just say it didn't work. Given that we seem to be threatening on the attack here, for whatever reason, you actually found an Elvis. Nice one. I didn't know that this was in there. Yeah, we proceed with the changes. We man-mark them. Let's turn this thing around. Maybe we stand a chance. This is an interesting match, to say the least. Certainly worthy of a cup game. Yes, intercepted Anku. Nice. Nice. Good stuff. Jafar with a really bad pass. And that's also bad. Sadly. The opportunity was there. What are you doing, Jeffrey? Okay. I guess that is considered to be creative. Oh, welcome back to the stream, Bravo. Seems like you're doing alright. What team was that with? Just still choo-choo, that is fine. Mazarin. Well, they have good jumpers. So I guess that's to be expected. LOL. Okay, so... Don't want to be an ass. It's a great achievement, I'm proud of you. Now do the same with Osnabrück or, I don't know, try to do it with Sandhausen. And I guess with RB Leipzig you had the money to buy whatever you wanted. Don't do that to me. Be careful, guys. Don't let him cross. Oh yeah, we invite crosses, there's a thing. It's still, well done. There is Bayern Munich and Dortmund and stuff in Germany, so I guess that's a thing. Also Leverkusen lately, and this weird claim from, this weird club from southern Germany. Stuttgart. Why? So apparently we also concede off the corners. We practiced that actually. So what we tried to avoid happened exactly. We knew about that. But the central defender has 15 points of jumping reach. They play him as a left back if I'm not mistaken today. But it's not like we can do anything about that. We do not have that kind of jumping reach. And neither do we have an appropriate amount of pace. It's just... we are the underdog after all. So, I don't know. Encourage him, hope for the best. I think it might have been this Daniel Ting actually. No. Eager. Ting is the one with 11 points of jumping reach. So it's the right back, not the left back. I'm confused. Sorry. Well done! Counter-attack? Apparently no counter-attack. He picked the only passing option there that didn't result in a fast counter-attack. Another cross by Rashid. Mazarin. Easy to defend, and we have another corner. Not sure. Another one. Here. I was hoping for a turnaround, but apparently until now it's the other way. Mod Jalil, yet another 6.5 rating. This is not the ball distribution that we were looking for. What are you doing? Well done, Ankun. Hidalgo runs wide. Hidalgo loses the ball. This is good. Zakaria and Mazarin exchange passes until Zakaria decides to find Choo-Choo after all. Jafar, no running allowed. Choo-Choo. Play a pass. That's fine. Zakaria elbowed Justil, and it goes back to the central defenders. That's okay. Good ball control by Hammer. There's a cross. That didn't work. Choo-Choo is in the penalty area. Yet another cross. And that'll be a corner. Jeffrey's match today doesn't look that well, does it? Mazarin. Nah. No good. Who was the Star Wars or Star Trek question intended for? I guess everybody can answer that. Oh, okay. Well, everybody answer that, please, and I have an answer at the top of my head. So... Take it! Oh, fuck. What a waste of a shot. He waited until the last second. But that was really bad for a long shot. So, no complaints about Shafar. You didn't watch any Star Wars or Star Trek. What the hell is... What kind of life do you live? I'm highly confused. This is like not having watched The Lord of the Rings or something. Nice dribble by Elbeck, just still. Okay, Mies. I'm flabbergasted, I think is the word. I don't know what to say. That's I guess you can spend your life however you want. And to be fair, I guess you do not have to. We will play the under-19 in the future, and Chironellis will determine all the lineup. Obviously I'm crap at it. Maybe you should start your own stream after all, Chironellis. You do that. We've been really unlucky. We have not been unlucky. Go. You can do it. This is not unlucky though. You haven't been... This is not good enough. That works. And I will encourage the rest. Okay. No subs needed, I think. Well, I guess, a few seasons in, this is fine. But at some point, I thought maybe it's not a good idea to continue watching this. It, declined a lot. Once it left the books, I think. A little bit prior to that, but the books are pretty great though. Song of Ice and Fire in general is really great too. It's a good read. But that's, I think that's specifically, yeah, but at least Westworld is fun, isn't it? And I'm not so sure, by the way, Bravo, about Discovery and Picard. I watched both. And, no, how do I phrase this? Maybe I do not expect much from Star Trek in general. Okay? Peaky Blinders is fantastic. Peaky Blinders is top level. It barely gets any better. I didn't watch Westworld Season 4 yet. No. Good cross. Yes, it is. Well, with those robots is a bit really unspecific, but it somewhat is, yes. Oh, Zakaria! There was the opportunity to turn this thing around. I think it's different audiences for Star Trek and Star Wars, but both are somewhat dumb. In some sense. And just to answer the initial question about Star Trek or Star Wars on my behalf too, now that some of you stated an opinion. I think I will answer in a very, I don't know, maybe controversial way. I think the best thing about Star Wars overall is Knights of the Old Republic 2. That has nothing to do with the franchise though. Obsidian just did their masterpiece there, from my perspective. And I realized that I did some good stuff later on. But I think Knights of the Old Republic was probably the best game for their time that they did. And I realized that the franchise is not about computer games in general. There's a lot of trash though. And Star Wars is so dumbed down most of the time. It is really hard watching that. So, for example, Andor is okay-ish. It was okay-ish. But there were like 5 other TV series in Star Wars franchise that I couldn't abide. In particular, the stuff with Baby Yoda, the Mandalorian. Like, I do not hate the character. I hate the 20-minute episodes. It is so dumbed down. So that even the people with the least intellectual capacity can comprehend it. That's not what Star Wars is about to me. Or any franchise, or any entertainment. So as a result, I really cannot abide it. True Detective was fine too, by the way. I agree with that. I'm not so sure about second season, is there a third season? I think it should be. I think I watched the first and second season of True Detective. But that's not to say that I'm a big fan of Star Trek either. Star Trek with all of the emphasis on being the good guys and morality and that stuff, that can be overwhelming. That makes sense. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I will need to watch the third in that case. But I want to come to the defense of Star Trek for a second. So I do not have to defend Star Wars. I think there is really good Star Wars content out there. But you gotta basically pick it with a pincer. And it's kind of... it tells you a lot that I stated a game as the best Star Wars content. Yeah, can you put it in, please? What the hell? How? That's how? We still have substitutes on the bench. Try to make it count, Chris. Try to make it count. He's disenchanted, so he will not go onto the pitch. I guess Jafar might make it through the game. Amor is on a yellow card, so it is Baru time. This is interesting, to say the least. It is. We will at one point we will go separate ways just because you always want me to play 2 strikers, and I will never do it. It's always the same. This is why would I change the formation to something that they don't know how to do? By the way, formally speaking, these are 2 strikers. One's just played out of position. Do I want to play Harsi? Not really. This is it's not funny, Mies. So the word was banned. Yeah, it says in chat. Okay. Because the players are not used to it. It says here in the menu with the word that I cannot pronounce for the next 5 minutes. Is there a counter for this? Okay, let's bring out Safri. 5 minutes. How long is that? Until 26. Okay, I will try to remember this. We need a counter for this or something. Yeah, for Jeffrey. That makes sense. And the fullbacks, that might be okay too. I guess Ross is motivated. I'm not so sure, but Mazarin really didn't do that much, did he? I'm run for Barul Hisham though. I don't know. Goalkeepers plays like shit. Then again, maybe that's just a symptom. Get out there and turn this thing around. Why not? Why not? We need to create a goal after all. That might be on anyway. It is not. But the problem with that is they have good central defenders. So it comes down to movement, I think. We can do that. I'm not sure if it'll work though. Few subs. New corner taker in Choo-Choo. That didn't work. Also, apparently half the squad decided to come on and not participate in the corner. Baru and Amran exchanging up pass. Amran crossed towards target forward. And that was the heading monster Choo-Choo. And we get another corner. Let's do this. And Jafar might just play through. Who knows? I really appreciate the in real life word ban used, being used, by the way. That that is kind of interesting. Hopefully nobody will do that to me with... There are these filler words. Nice pass towards Baru. Ah, so close. Well, given that you played with RB Leipzig, I guess evil is the appropriate word. Why don't you try a football club instead? I'm not that serious, just trolling. But still. I think a few people in Germany would probably see it that way. That's really bad defending. Whew. We could bring on the old guy. Yeah, or you use a, you know, try to do your rock bottom team if it is fun to you. Oh, Baru, nice shot. Welcome back to the pitch, sir. Maybe you can turn this thing around after all. That'll not happen. Everybody wants me to play a second striker. We still have 10 minutes. Not bad. Yeah, why not? Wales is rock bottom, that's true. Well, more or less. Nice tackle, Zakaria. Choo-choo. The cross was interesting. Wait. Well defended, Fakrola. Was the Zakaria. Jafar. Frosty again. That barely worked. Choo-choo. Seems I can be pretty happy with that. For now. That was a nice goal. Deflected off the defender, Baru tapped it in. Not bad. So now it's a draw, which means it goes into extended time. You really want me to bring this thing over? Okay. But you cannot be serious playing him for Ankun or Zakaria. They are exhausted though. So, we didn't bring a playmaker. I don't know if you noticed. So as a result, we do have the option to go Abba. And given that Ankun returned from injury somewhat, Abba will do ball-winning midfielder here. And I guess Zakaria makes it a playmaker duty. Great. That might just help though. I didn't expect us to make it back. Maybe sometimes not doing anything is the best. Also, the in real life word is ban is done. So thank you very much. Now I'm familiar with that too. How long's the timeout on this one, Mies? Do you know? I don't know if it does show in the channel points stuff. Maybe I should have a look. I think I set it rather high, not to be spammed with in real life ban. Oh, you don't know. Okay, I will have a look later. And maybe in case somebody's interested, I'll put it on the Discord. In general, I think these channel points are interesting for interaction. So ideas are welcome to set up something. No. Don't do anything stupid to me. Of course this had to happen. Last sub's done. We just go very attacking and hope for the best. But conceding 4 goals, this... I think full pressing... Something like this. That's wrong. Also step up more. I think we have it. 3 strikers. Please don't turn this into a meme. Isn't it? Oh, here. Sure. Full pressing. I don't think they're used to it. And to be honest, Route 1 doesn't make much sense to me. Just from the perspective that the target forward doesn't really stand a chance. If we play a more direct pass, he will be forced to play against these two. That wasn't bad. Nice idea overall. It's offside. Great. Now let's see what we can, what we can do in 4 minutes though. That's a really bad day for everyone. At the end of it. Barudo seems to make an impact. Immediately. Free kick taken by Hidalgo, and there's another one. I think we need another keeper. That, or we need to give him a few years to adapt to the club. Seems like his consistency just show on the wrong end. Also, just to remind you, we are still the underdog in this. I guess. Alright. Forget about all of this. Let's try to do the impossible. Or not. One and a half minutes to go. Yeah, Baru, just go past everyone, this is fine. Good cross. We do get a throw in. 40 seconds. Choo-choo. Cross taken and the goalkeeper claims it. Choo-choo is on a 9.0 rating, by the way. Maybe I should play him more. There's some added time apparently, not that it matters much. Well done, Mr. Motjalil. Doesn't matter though. Does it? That's it. We lose! Thrown out of the cup in the first round. Was it deserved? Overall, yeah, I think it was deserved. We did create a few chances though, so in another match maybe we'll fare better. It's all about the defense though. If you concede 4 goals, what can you do? And to be fair, the decision to play Jafar was fine. I didn't expect that. The result is okay though. Elbuk Chastel really had a hard time. He did score, but against tall central defenders he's just... How do I put this? Yes. The problem with playing a lower defensive line, for me, Charonolid, is we invite way too much pressure. We do not create anything if we play a lower defensive line. There is nothing that comes from it, other than us conceding at one point. We do not really shut up shop, and well... Yeah, but I guess it has more to do with the previously banned word. Because we focus on one thing, and we focus on playing the positive mentality now. But we have a bunch of new players, and nobody's very familiar with all of that stuff. So as a result, we try to focus on one thing, try to get it on the pitch. Now we realize, okay, it is so-so. For somebody that is an underdog like us, it's probably a decent performance. But now we need to have the defensive stuff too. And it will take a while. It just takes time. We are 5 matches into the season or something. I think 4 league matches. No, they are not. But the rest of the squad is not good enough to play a defensively responsible setup either. Like, they are no good at it. So, I mean, I guess it's viable both ways, I think. Is the way I want to put it. Accept that you will be scored against on the counter from time and time again. Just accept it. Or try to shut up shop and accept that there will be hundreds of chances created against you because your overall midfield is just trash. We had a look at the attribute comparison last time out, if you remember that. That really, it doesn't inspire confidence. So overall, I think we can be somewhat happy with what we achieved so far this season. Don't want to, you know, it is understatement in a way, but on the other hand, it really isn't. We are not good. And we managed to labor to 7 points so far, so that's okay. 7 points in 4 matches. I would have taken that at the start of the season. This though, well, it was unlucky too, right? It's not about the attacking department, so maybe score 1 goal less and, I don't know, concede 2 less? But what can you do? It is what it is. Well, I'm not proud of the performance though. I think we'll go with that. That's not hard though. Well, Elbow has had some really good chances. But there's a ton of stuff factoring into all of this. So it's not only familiarity though. Thinking back to, for example, versatility and adaptability. I think adaptability is the case here though. Or there's a case to be made for adaptability. And well, I think it's pretty easy. He's Chinese. He just came to Malaysia for the first time. He is a decent player and considered to be a consistent player, and it somewhat shows. But on the other hand, he's not perfectly adapted. He doesn't even speak the language, not even a fragment. So that'll take time. Give him a year. And maybe he will, be very reliable at one point. But I cannot tell you if it takes like 2 months or 2 years. I don't know. Long term, I think he will be fine. And there's similar reasoning for other players. Masrin, for example, has been with the club for a year. That's okay. He is well adapted, I guess. But then again, all of this lack of adaptation also this factors into a lack of team cohesion. Club atmosphere isn't great. I fucked up the the overall squad personality. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I get that. He does have good finishing. Jafar. It's not like we cannot play him from time to time. As long as the injury crisis goes on like this, it's not best. Not bad. So I don't know. He did get some good experience today. Maybe that helps. But he's still a 16-year-old and he's not Zakaria level just yet. With Zakaria, I have no doubts. The average rating doesn't tell the story, but a professional player with that amount of skills, he'll be fine. It might take a while, but he'll be fine. At some point. He will get there. Even with the inconsistency and all, he will get there. Just due to the professional personality. And he might end up as a squad player in the end, and not as somebody important. But he will get there. He's a squad player skill-wise right now. Okay. So, 20 minutes past the 2-hour mark, I heard kitchen stuff noises from back in the apartment for like 20 minutes now. I need to have a look and see how long I still have, if that makes sense. Gotta ask the management. So, yeah, I need to do a short break, and afterwards, maybe we can talk a few minutes more about this and, I don't know, what to do with the players, or I need to wrap it up. I don't know yet. BRB.
Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
TED Talk? What TED Talk? What did I do? Okay, so I have good news and bad news. What do you want to hear first? Maybe it's both bad news, I don't know. Your decision. I will not make a poll. Put it in chat. Maybe I will make a poll. The bad news. Okay, the bad news is, well, thank you very much for contributing, sure or not. The bad news is, we will not make it to the next match. I do not have enough time for the next match. I just know myself. This will not suffice. The good news is, I still have half an hour. So... Oh, you want a management sandwich? I can do that. So the good news is we can still play for half an hour. The bad news is we will not make it to the next match. That said, we can still enjoy each other's company for half an hour and maybe determine what went wrong in this match. So, to me that's pretty good. Yes. Sure we can. And I'm open to a ton of these ideas. I also think maybe his... I guess given his recent performances, we might think about keeping him at the club long term. I don't know. So... we should also probably think about how to use him in the future. It says here he's going for deep lying forward. Is this appropriate? I guess he has some passing. So it's not horrible. No strength whatsoever though. That said, as a shadow striker, well, he has the finishing but not much else. So that's not really great either. Just look at that dribbling. I do not want him to dribble. So maybe deep lying forward is okay. I know it says he's a poacher. We just don't play with a poacher. And I do not really want to use a poacher. I think a poacher does not contribute enough to build up play. I just don't like it. So, as a result, I usually do not educate my players like that. Fine. Mentoring. Training, mentoring. That is the wrong one. We need to look in the under-19s. I do not want to promote him to the senior squad. I think he needs to play on the under-19 level. So... let's, I think, well, we have fairly professional, right? I do not know who the leaders in this part of the club are. Under 19, so these two are fairly pro. They have some influence on the group and no influence from the group. How old is Jafar? He's 17 on a casual. So assuming we slap him in here. 0. That doesn't work. What does? So let's make it a Jafar group. He is considered to be somewhat leading, if I saw that correctly. Amran, Rosley, Zaidi. Okay. Well, that's the wrong way for sure. So we need an old player here. Doesn't work that way. We would need to promote him, I guess. We can obviously do that, but then he can't play for the second half of the season. Because he's not registered for the under-21s matches. So, is that something that we want to do? Just to, like, put him into the under-21s? There's all the players here, right? So, well, barely. That or... There is only the alternative to promote him all the way to the senior squad. Yeah. But... okay, so I'll try to do devil's advocate instead. Here, not to question if we do it or not. Just... So if we promote Jafar to new senior squad and try to give him mentoring, so that puts a certain amount of work into the player, right? I'm not saying it's not worth it. There are other players in the squad that have at least 1-star rating too, that have better personality, might even have a decent trait for their role. Well, not this one. Here. I guess none of these are any good. But there are players that might deserve to be promoted. Like him. So why do we do it to Jafar and not to everyone else? Just for the mentoring. Okay. Are there enough strikers down here? Yes. I think so. They'll be fine. On the other hand, he can play for the under-19s anyway. So we move him to the senior squad. We make him available for the under-19s for 90 minutes. Right? And we slap him into a mentoring group, which means that I need to skip forward 1 day, because otherwise Football Manager will not realize that this is a thing. Maybe. Maybe. So let's have a look at this. Mentoring. There's a ton of mentoring groups here. Oh, I forgot. Jafar has this wonderful trait. He does not dive into tackles. I do not want that on my strikers. In general. I'd rather not waste a trait slot on that, if it makes sense. So that is a good trait for some players though. I will hate myself for doing this. Where the hell are the central defenders? Here. They stay back at all times though, this is bad. Yeah, they're going for that. Okay. Well, if we use the Dicky group, Abba's in there. And Rusty, that's bad. Don't want to do that. With Chuchu, Chuchu will not get anything from that, that's true. Safri would profit from that, and Dot... Well, to be honest, I don't care about Dot. He has no influence on the group anyway. So yeah, that makes sense, that's a good group. And in case Dot gets the trait, we don't care. He's the low knee. So... throw it all away. Alright. There's also others in here, by the way, that don't have a mentoring group. No. Go away. Wrong button. Elbuk Chastel is not part of any mentoring group, but he's 25 years old, so he has an influence on somebody, not the other way around. Lee Choi King knocks the ball past the opponent and runs the ball through center. That would be a Shadow Striker thing, maybe. Not sure. Zakaria is too young, and I do not want him to lose his personality. Nazarudin and Lee Choi King would be appropriate, but don't want to go there. Rossi knocks the ball past the opponent. Do I want it on anyone? Not sure. For most of the time we go for personality more than the trait. Traits can be useful, but I think I prefer personality development to trait development overall. You probably knew that, didn't you? Okay. Let's do this a match Friday thing. Don't care. It will reschedule, this is fine. Same here, this is also fun, we'll do a match review. That is one of the features that I really like about FM, by the way. That it sets up the match review by itself. And it more or less adapts the training schedule immediately. That's really good. I guess this counts as entertaining football, doesn't it? Okay, we will save this. I will need to have a look at the match performance and what the rating is. I wanted to find out what the board says. This might be C-, it might be D. I don't know. Any other concerns that you have right now for the club? Anything that can be, I don't know, dealt with, done in a few minutes that we can talk about maybe? It's not like we need to press forward now. Jafar scored on his debut, so we can probably praise him for that, right? Yeah, you are correct. There are scouting reports. So I went a bit overboard with this recently. I just removed the scouting altogether. Where is it? Now we have no scouting range whatsoever. To be fair, we do not have money. There's 825 euros left. And there's no wage budget left either. I guess we could do the transfer budget over here. No, that's for the wage budget. So we can slap that into the scouting budget. But then again, that isn't much. It doesn't help. The 10k. That would cover surrounding divisions and, well, forget about that. We cannot afford the players most of the time anyway. So there's no scouting left, but we still have scouts employed for some reason. I don't know. I must be confused with that. What we can do, though, is we can have a look at the player reports. Those that are still available. And we could probably ask the director of football, too, for the odd player here and there. Maybe he comes up with a good idea. Like Elbok Justil. So, this is Adam Shreen. Adam Shreen Anaktambi. Okay. Yep, I will. One after the other. Then we will look at all of them. If that's fine. Do we need an attacking midfielder that is somewhat pacey? Has decent first touch, no ability to finish, some passing, good vision. Feels like Thomas all over again. But at the age of 32. It says B-. We do not really know about the wage requirement or anything. I think I'll offer a trial here. He wants to come, right? That's a chest. Yeah, he wants to come. Okay, so maybe he will come for cheap. I doubt it, but maybe he will. This feels similar. Has been with Pahang. He did have a good loan to YPM, and for some reason they didn't buy him. Don't know why. Scouting report says barely anything. 2-week trial, and let's slap him into the under 21s for that one. Mod Saifuddin Abdullah. He's under contract and also on international duty with Sabah, which are historic rivals, so that would be fantastic to sign him from them. That said, the estimated wage is way too high. Cannot afford that. Or I do not want to afford that. He would be available on loan, maybe. Emphasis on maybe. Yeah, he's extremely interested in a loan, but not in anything else. And to be honest, a loan for a central midfielder of that quality doesn't feel viable. He can do right back, but we just had a right back replacement from Cushing for the next transfer window. So I think I'll take a pass, even though this is an 18-year-old. I don't want to. Do I need to look at the attributes of this guy? Or can we determine that we cannot pay this? No. He's 30. This is not a good investment, even if he came for free. I do not want to pay this. That's yet another Zakaria. Also in defensive midfield. Well, that would be fun, naming convention-wise. And that settles the affair, doesn't it? We could try to loan him in. Then again, is he that good? I think we have similar. So I'd rather take a pass. Kleisto Christopher. I had a look at this guy earlier. So what I like about him is the overall well-distributed mentals. Assuming we play him as an inverted winger on the left, it's only the long shots that are really bad. Overall, I think this is a good signing. In particular, if he comes in on loan. That said, he plays for PDRM this season. Not sure if they want to let him leave on loan, I guess. Estimated wage is okay-ish, somewhat. How old is this guy? 24, though. He's developed. He will not go much further. Is this what we target? Don't know. Reliable in big matches, fairly consistent, balanced person. I don't know. What do you guys think? He could be the low knee to replace Tsumri. Then again, Tsumri is hurt long term now. He will be back. But then we will have 4 players that can play on the left wing. And so I guess we can compare him to Tsumri, right? That's a very similar profile overall. And it is inverted wing material. Barely a difference. The mentals are a little bit better on Christopher. On him though, well, with the injury and all, maybe we'll let him leave and replace him with Narchalit, whatever his name is. Christopher. His name's Chris. That must be a good name. That's the summary. I wanted to look at him. Is there anything else we know about him? Not really. Media handling is level-headed. Okay, so we make an offer for a loan and try to replace the current loan. That's a right back. That's a goalkeeper. Doesn't matter. We do not have a paid loanee. Don't worry. I'm way too cheap to pay for loanees. That doesn't happen. But I think we can get rid of the loanee that is also an inside forward right now, and that has been hurt. Because this one is not susceptible to injury as far as I'm aware, the other one is. So as a result, I'm willing to switch these. It's not like whatever the name of the other one was contributed much. He played 1 or 2 matches and then he hurt himself. I think that's one of the broken collarbone, if I'm not mistaken. Or, I don't know, torn knee ligaments or something. It was long term. So, it might not be very socially acceptable on my behalf, but we need to have a look at the club. And Christopher is supposed to be the better performer. So if we get him for free, why not? Sure. Okay, there's that. He's on the short list. Effendi is an attacking fullback. We do have 2 players out there. And he's not to be considered consistent or any better than the other 2, so I don't think I'm interested, thank you. I think we'll take a pass, right? No off-the-ball movement, somewhat fast, no dribbling, no crossing. I don't think this is worth it. Go away. My lung. This is all derived from a match against TDRM that we played and scouted, I think. He's not interesting. Dribbling's very low. We have Bauru. Hopefully Bauru will make it. Not interested. This is very inconsistent, so yeah. Don't think so. And we just signed somebody else for that position. Saravanan. I don't know much about that. Barely any news from the scouting report. We know he's fast. Left-footed winger. We have Harsey out there. It's not like Harsey's not around to do that job, but maybe he's better. I doubt it with that crossing. He does know how to take penalties though, and you know, sometimes there's model citizens where you don't have a look. So, sure, let's bring him in. Attacking fullback from Singapore. I think we had a look at him. The wage declined a lot, it seems. That said, doesn't know how to speak the language, problems with adaptability, not a consistent player. He's 18 years old though, so it's not for the first team. It's not for the senior squad. We're talking about under 21 signing here, if at all. He is under contract until 2026 though. So we bring him in and play him in the under 21s? There's nobody else down there. He might be registered for them. He is an appropriate level. And if he develops well, then nothing is lost really. Is it? That said, he will probably not come if we tell him that he's a future prospect. Go away. There's no maximum amount of loans in this club either, right? So loaning somebody in for the under 21s feels weird, but maybe he likes it here. Maybe he adapts to circumstances, maybe he wants to stay afterwards. I highly doubt it though. And they want him to be squad player and also want me to pay wages. No. No way. I will go as far as breakthrough prospect, but not otherwise. Okay, fuck off. Go away, I will not do that. So, yeah, sorry. No player from Singapore. For some reason the Russian guy didn't come up yet. So I'll have a look at that later. This is not horrible, is it? The off-the-ball movement and the anticipation are somewhat low though. Not sure. I like the wage. He's also currently out with a long-term injury, so that's perfect. Yeah, somebody once told me in a recruitment talk, that's a bit much, don't you think? Back then I thought it was entirely unfair, because it was targeted at specifics of whatever I did in my life. But, and also, you know, I just think it wasn't fair back then. In this case though, these are a few injuries, given that this is only a 2-year time frame. 2.5 years. He's probably susceptible to injury. So I'll take a pass here, and that's it. You wanted me to look at the Russian player though. There's two! Which one? The one on 75. He's on the short list. Yeah. No notion about expectations. I cannot afford sending a scout to Russia, so I'll try to invite him for a trial. That's fair. Going back to the attributes. Good passing. Vision is not that impressive apparently. This seems like a decent box-to-box midfielder maybe. Teamwork's good, work rate's good, stamina's decent. He does know how to cross a ball for some reason. Don't know why that is. Overall, seems like a good midfielder. Maybe. So, that might be a thing. There's also a goalkeeper that asked to leave. Well, or he asked for more playing time, who knows. Let's try to make an offer for a trial for him too. Our goalkeeper so far is not exactly inspiring confidence. Yeah. And then there's a ton of other stuff in here, but I think we should probably replace players on demand and not sign random people. Choo Choo is accomplished as a left winger, yeah, thank you very much. He had 2 assists. Shall we praise him for that? Sure. Let's praise him for that. Good work. Also, Confucius seems to be delighted with this. Okay. Any other ideas? Anything else? There's a ton of trials, this is good. And, well, we do not get the goalkeeper trial, so... Then you can stay in Russia. I heard it's a nice place. Fairly determined at least, but that's not really an impressive personality, is it? I'm still hoping for somebody that's professional or something at some point. That's a lot of sums. Yeah. Let's have a look. I rarely do this, but, you know, might be a thing. Let's add a condition. General personality, here we go. So there's 0 professionals. No ambitious players, a lot of balanced usually. Driven. I don't know. Fairly ambitious might be a decent personality in the end. That said... Oh. This might be... No, under 21s he's too old. He might be appropriate if not for the age. I like the estimated wage though. Not this, obviously, but for that money... I mean, I guess fairly susceptible says fairly susceptible. It's not highly susceptible, right? I'll offer a trial and we'll have a look at him. I also want to compare him to whatever the name of our right back is. Ballsy. A fairly loyal goalkeeper that is not really great. No fairly pros. That central defender I know. I'm not convinced. I think we had a look at him, and he wanted way too much money, for my taste. He's not horrible though. But it's just about the money here. If he reduces his demands at one point, maybe then. No model citizens, no model pros, no perfectionists, no pros, no realists, resilient or resolute. Nothing available, sadly. We can have a temperamental Comorian defensive midfielder if you want. That I will probably not do either. Or an unambitious wingback. No, that's it. So, good personalities are hard to come by too. We could go back to Malaysia, looking at the under-19 teams of small nations here, and try to offer trials. For example, to these two in North Korea, why not? Are you interested, maybe? Oh, Philippines. They have an under-20 squad. That will suffice. Why not sign players from Qatar, for an instance? Saudi Arabia, maybe? Singapore has a ton of players. At least in the under-20s. And I think Singapore is pretty close, so... We did stand a chance of signing at least one player. That's too much trials, though. Too many. Sorry. So, I don't know. We will probably get 25 messages that say, you know, universal sign of understanding. So, go away, but at least we tried. Also, next match is against 3 Pahang FC. That will not go well. It's fun. We will end rock bottom after playing all of these, or we will be really excited because we defeated the top clubs in the league. That's nice and all. Bunch of offers have been accepted. And a bunch have been rejected. And there is nothing. That will go to the inbox. And I think I'll wrap it up here. I need to do a bathroom break anyway, and it would be unfair to do a bathroom break and then just rant on for 5 minutes afterwards. So I'll wrap it up here. I hope you all have a good day, or a good night, depending on where you are on this planet. Thank you very much for watching, and maybe I will get another bonus stream in tomorrow, for approximately 2 to 3 hours. Who knows? I will let you know on the Discord as always. Enjoy your night too, and thank you very much for all of the good conversation and, well, just being around. Being, I guess, being good company, as always. It always feels that way. I'm very thankful for that. See you soon. Bye.